The story is titled Dreams and Nightmares. Written by Rainbow Cat. Season 1 Prologue. Life gives you a lot of different options to get to where you want to be. However, sometimes you just have to wait for your turn. Scarlet has been waiting for her turn for years now and has lost hope when she needed it most. All her life, it wasn't her who made the decisions. Destiny and fate brought her to where she is now. With her parents being taken away from her too soon, she has inner battles to fight while surviving on the outside as well. But this is not a story about a girl who suddenly finds hope. This is a story about people growing, fighting, and giving up just to try again. This is not only about a girl that tries to stand up for herself again, but also about a family that needs to overcome the past to finally move on, and all the people around them who just try to get through life as well as possible. All of this starts in a calm neighborhood. It is early in the morning. Most people are still asleep, but the birds are already awake. A soft wind blows through the trees. The only disturbing part about this peaceful scenery is the 10 armed men positioned around one of the small houses. As one of them starts approaching the front door, there is complete silence around them. Scarlet, inside of the house, is already awake but doesn't notice what's happening outside. She hears the door being broken down. People storming into the house. But she doesn't know that this moment will change her life. She's just sitting in her dark room, trying to get rid of the chains that keep her in that room overnight once again. Chapter 1. Scarlet is just 1 week away from turning 18. That's the day she has been waiting for ever since she ended up here. Being 18 years old means finally getting out of the foster care system, finally leaving her current foster father behind. She doesn't know where she will go or if her foster father will even let her, but there's a tiny bit of hope inside of her that longs for the day she can finally be free. This hope gets crushed when she hears people running through the house. Could that be the police? Scarlet knows that her foster father is engaged in some illegal activities. Maybe they'll finally arrest him. But how will that affect her life? As she hears people shouting, she closes her eyes and tries to remember an easier time. Her childhood was perfect, but she hardly remembers anything. The shouting people outside led her mind back to the day when her parents died. It's a blurry memory, but it's there. It haunts her in her sleep and leaves her breathless at daytime. Scarlet can't hold back and starts crying again. She's not one of the strong girls she's been reading about in books. Maybe it's because of the lack of sleep. Maybe that's just how someone in her situation tries to handle their life. She hardly notices that more people are entering the house before someone shouts, "Boss, he's gone!" Scarlet hears someone swearing close to her door. Then someone bangs on her door. "He's in there!" Someone shouts. Scarlet just sits there, trying to make sense of what is happening. A guy breaks down the door and points a gun at her. This isn't the police. Scarlet is sure of that. Behind the guy who points a gun at her, another one enters the room and looks at her. "Boss, that's just a girl. Put that gun down." Scarlet tries to look at them, but her vision is blurry and her head hurts from all that noise. "Is he here?" the guy with the gun asks, but Scarlet is unable to say anything. Just now, she notices that her mouth is dry. As the guy asks again, more aggressively this time, She shakes her head. He lowers his gun. "Let's go," he says to all the others, and Scarlet hears people running to the front door. "You can't just leave her here like that. She's chained to a wall," the other guy says. The guy with the gun turns around and takes a closer look at her. The two men stay there until all the others have left. "Bro, you can't leave her here," the guy says again. "You've already said that," the other one replies. "And we're still on a mission. You're supposed to call me boss." "Oh, whatever, Jason. Be an asshole again," the other guy says before leaving. Scarlet's alone with Jason. He can see the fear in her eyes. He didn't even know Rick had a daughter. "What's your name?" he asked a bit harshly. Scarlet tries to gather all of her energy to reply, but fails. "I've asked for your name," he says a bit louder. "Scarlet, sir," she says while trying not to cough. Jason looks around in her room and notices that there's no bed. It's also a lot colder here than in the rest of the house. "Oren, get back here. I need your assistance," Jason shouts. Oren, who was just waiting next to the door, comes in with a smile on his face. "I knew you wouldn't be such an asshole." "Shut up." They get closer to Scarlet to take off the chains. Expecting something else, she closes her eyes. As the chains are off, Oren tries to help her up, but Jason tells him to go to the others and lead them back. Oren nods and leaves without another word. "Get up, I'll drive you home," Jason says loud enough for Oren to still hear it. He doesn't want his brother to think that he doesn't care about other people. Scarlet tries to follow his order, but as she stands up, she feels her knees getting weak again. Just as she's about to fall, Jason is right next to her to catch her. At that moment, he notices a few bruises on her. He's already seen them when he watched Oren break her chains, but didn't spend another thought on it. Now he wonders where she got them from. The floor and the wall are made of just bare bricks. Could they be the only source of her injuries? As he thinks she's fine, he lets go of her and takes a step towards the door. Scarlet tries to follow, but after a few steps she feels dizzy. She hasn't eaten much lately, and the bright light from outside doesn't make it any better. Jason has turned his back to her to finally leave this house. He quickly turns around as he hears her collapsing. "What happened to you?" he asks her in his thoughts before picking her up. As he carries her to his car, he doesn't notice the guy who's watching him. All he sees is that unconscious girl in his arms, who's a total mystery to him.